All right, guys, Spider-Man Brand New Day has officially begun filming. We got some new teasers and plot points. I'm not going to do a reaction for the teaser because it's like 9 seconds long and it doesn't really do anything, but we did get to see the suit, and I think the suit looks great. Finally going back to the original suit, similar to the one, or maybe even the exact one we saw at the end of No Way Home. And we also got some new details that I want to talk about. The Punisher and the Hulk will officially be starring in this movie, which I'm excited about, but at the same time, I'm already getting annoyed because why are we already talking about spoilers? It's already day one of production. Nothing seems to be a secret anymore, especially with the Spider Man franchise. No Way Home, pretty much since the movie's come out, I haven't been able to tell whether my critiques of the movie are legitimate or whether I simply am blinded by the things I knew going into the movie. We find out that obviously John Bernthal will be in the movie as the Punisher. Mark Ruffalo will be the Hulk. Hopefully, I'm hoping for an angrier Hulk and not the smart Hulk yet again. But considering this is a grounded movie in NYC, I don't know how anyone's gonna fight the Hulk one on one, an angry Hulk, let alone Spider Man and the Punisher. So um, this is gonna be pretty interesting. I think it's definitely smart to get the Punisher familiar with Spider Man. He's already familiar with Daredevil, and we want those three characters kind of knowing each other is very important because if they're all three grounded characters in New York City, they have to know each other. Obviously, with the Kingpin as well. Um, you know, in terms of Thunderbolts, not we already also got reports that Thunderbolts, the events in Thunderbolts, won't really. Actually, I shouldn't say. I'm thinking of Daredevil. The events in Thunderbolts won't affect Daredevil. That's something else. But I am wondering, because this movie's in New York, will they address Thunderbolts at all? Will Spider-Man address Thunderbolts at all? Not showing up in that movie. A lot of people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter," but I really think it does matter. I mean, this is like the whole point of comic book storytelling. If you're going to be in the same city, you should be there. So I'm not sure how they're going to explain Sentry. In terms of the plot of this movie, I'm kind of curious to see who the villain's going to be. We also got confirmation that Scorpion's going to be in this movie. But, is that just going to be like a random villain he beats up in the beginning? I don't see them making Scorpion. Or maybe I'm wrong, because honestly, in live action, he would be a really, really cool villain. But I'm kind of curious to see like what the driving force behind this movie is, because there always seems to be, in every Spider-Man movie, there's like a driving motive behind him and his personal life, and I don't know if it's just gonna be him being broke, him having no money, which also makes no sense because I know they did that stupid Doctor Strange identity spell, but how would Tony Stark or the Avengers or even or like no one leave Peter Parker any money after literally fighting in Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame? It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know. He would have some sort of money. I don't understand this. So the personal finances of the superheroes between this and Anthony Mackie, or I should say, Captain America not being able to get a bank loan, I think is problematic. But maybe that's a show for another day. In terms of stuff I'm hoping to see, I mean, Sadie Sink is in this movie from Stranger Things, who kind of is having, not even surprisingly, because I kind of did make this prediction, unfortunately, off camera, but that she would have the biggest. It always seems like the side character in these kind of shows becomes the biggest character. But she's definitely off to, I think, like the biggest start in terms of the Stranger Things kids. Who is she going to be in this movie? Will she be Black Cat? I don't think so. It's tough to say. Maybe, I mean, obviously the most obvious is Mary Jane. But Zendaya is also in this movie, so we'll see. Maybe they'll subvert expectations to make her Gwen Stacy. I'm not really sure, but I would have to imagine if she's signing on to a movie like this, it's not to be some random love interest character without powers. I'd have to imagine she wants powers. Bernthal, another connection here. Bernthal and Tom Holland just did the Odyssey together, and not only did they do it together, like we saw that in the teaser, was the two of them talking to each other, and now they're going to be fighting in this movie. So they're gonna be like directly, similar to Pedro Pascal and Joseph Quinn, who did Gladiator 2 and then Fantastic Four. So kind of a team up here with those two. A lot of actors going from like appearing in different movies. Same thing with Robert Pattinson. The Odyssey, Dune 2, Spider-Man, the Batman, like all of these movies and characters, multiple actors appearing in multiple ones of these movies. But yeah, I'm really excited. They're definitely Spider-Man seems to be, without a doubt, the biggest event of a non-Avengers movie right now. I mean, we just saw Superman. It was a big deal, but No Way Home, I know it's not comparable because of the cameos with Toby and Andrew, but No Way Home was just a way bigger event. The build-up was massive. I remember being there. The energy in the theater for that movie was really unlike anything that I've seen since then, even though I have issues with the movie. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like the biggest... Batman is a big deal, but Batman is almost such a big part of the culture now that it's almost like getting a James Bond movie in England. That's like us getting a Batman movie. It's like we just know so much about him. Even like casual people know so much about him. Spider-Man's different. Spider-Man is almost like, I don't know. He just has like a different connection, but he really seems like by far the biggest solo movies. Just looking at the reaction to just the suit alone, I just haven't seen as much hype online. He's definitely, I think, just the number one guy right now.